Welcome back, everybody, to your favorite bizarre talk show, Under the Surface. Today, we are going to talk about the new, well, for this season, Vanessa's new expansion. And this is my favorite expansion. No, I'm just kidding. It's not my favorite, but I like it a lot. The items are so weird looking, I guess, for Vanessa's normal kit. They're like tech pirate items. They kind of remind me like tech Japanese, like James Bond. That's like the
Yeah,
vibe I get from them.
it's like ninja vibe a bit.
Yeah, so it's a really, and then she has like the stealth glider item. That's almost looks like I don't know, like a James Bond would like skydive out of it, and
Okay,
I
I was
don't know.
thinking Batman, but James Bond also works.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't know. Have you played a ton with this set?
I played a bit, though I must admit I've been maining Mac hard these past 2 months. But I played a bit of this pack because I really wanted to try shurikens, as
Yeah.
I've seen them against me a couple of times, and I thought to myself, I mean, yeah, it looks cool. It just goes brr when it's after 8 seconds or whatever. But it takes a lot of setup. However, if you are able to properly set it up, then those shurikens can actually one-shot your opponent. And to be fair, that's exactly the purpose, right? To one-shot your opponent.
Yeah, shurikens are my favorite item in this set, like by quite a wide margin,
And
because you kind of get them you get them pretty often because they go all the way to bronze.
yeah,
And
I must
yeah,
admit, shurikens are probably the strongest item of this pack as well, like by quite a large margin. Like, I understand that other items are also useful in certain scenarios, but like in a proper setup, the shurikens can do the most, I think.
yeah, if I get shurikens early, I always find myself just trying to like you just want to get them more ammo, more damage, crit, whatever you can do.
Yeah.
Like to scale them. That's pretty much all you're doing. Gosh, they're one of my favorite items in the game.
I mean, once they get going, it looks so fun. It's like pew, 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 pew. And
Uh,
at that point, you are hoping that you have enough damage to, delete your opponent. But once it is going to happen, but other times it's not. Your opponent is going to live on like 100 HP, and that's that.
Yeah. Yeah. Whenever that happens, it's pretty depressing because, like, I don't know, like any ammo item that, like, once it's out of ammo, it's like pretty depressing, right? If you haven't killed the
Mm.
opponent and you just, now it's just like, oh, I just die. I just wait to die. So the highs of this item are higher, but the lows are much lower
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
it's usually your biggest hit, your heaviest hitter.
And
Uh,
honestly, I think that nowadays, when I'm, going through ranked ladder, if I ever see a build based on this newest expansion, and I'm talking about Vanessa here, it's either Shuriken or it's not, using items from this expansion at all. Because I'm not sure, like, they are not that great, like, besides the Shuriken. Like, it's mostly like slow package, like that cares about slowing,
yeah.
but like if people are going to run slow builds, it's usually like shrimp build, right? However, I was thinking, because we have cauterizing blade, right, from this new expansion, and to me it feels like a bigger mantis shrimp. I mean, as long as you do the quest for, let's say, slowing, then the effect is almost the same. It takes 2 slots, but its cooldown is halved compared to Mantis Shrimp. And of course, Mantis Shrimp scales a bit better, but it's not as big of a difference, in my opinion, since Cauterizing Blade, triggers twice as often. So I wonder why people are not, utilizing this particular item.
Well, I have been wrecked by cauterizing blade a couple of times. Like maybe the strongest builds I've gone against have been cauterizing blade builds, but you don't see it that much. And it might be for the same reason I haven't really used it, which is when I don't want to use it, like when I'm not doing any slow or whatever,
Hmm.
I find it all the time. And then like whenever I am running a slow build, I have this really nice build already set up, and then I see it, and I'm like, well, like, this is kind of too late. So because of that quest aspect to it, which isn't a hard quest to
I mean, as long as you are
So,
slowing, you can do it in the middle of a battle, actually.
but like every time I've seen it when I've had slow builds, I've already been set up and it didn't really seem better versus what I was doing. I guess you could say. But I've definitely been wrecked by it a few times too. So
Yeah, imagine getting this sword while doing like slow mac. I would gladly take this item.
the slow item, I guess, like yeah, mantis shrimp is my favorite item from that expansion, and it's always good to stick on the slot because it's so small
Hmm.
and it scales so hard. But you have like a dart launcher here, which is a pretty good item. It just needs to be next to a slow item
Yeah.
to do slow, but I mean, it goes off every 4 seconds, so it's a pretty good slow item just for triggers. Integrated HUD I've used a few times. When you crit the item to the right of this, with the item to the right of this slow for 1 second, and
Yeah.
slow an item for 1 second, and then it also gives it crit chance. So Kusa, I don't know how to say this, Kusarigama.
I think that's how you
Uh,
pronounce it. Yeah.
yeah, it's I had that next to it scales the items next to it and itself, I'm pretty sure,
Yeah.
with when you slow or crit.
Yeah. It's
And this
like
thing next to proboscis. Oh my god.
there's a skill. When you slow, give your weapons +5 damage. So it has
Yep.
something like this built in. So I guess that's a strong effect, right? That I think all can agree on that. Yeah. But to be fair, when I tried to utilize Kusarigama, I felt like I didn't have enough space to put it next to my weapon that I wanted to scale,
Yeah.
because I always wanted to have something else next to that item. I mean, like anything can be put in that space, and I feel like many of the Vanessa's items care about adjacency, so sometimes it's really it's almost a Tetris puzzle, to fit
Hmm.
all the items on the board. So the effect is strong, but it's hard sometimes to find a place for it, because if you have too many items that care about adjacency, at some point, things are going to be clashing with each other.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up too because a lot of times you run into that where you're not sure what to put. Like, I mean, you got integrated HUD here is another one in this new set that wants to be next to an item, and you've got the scope, you've got the silencer, you got tons of things that want to be next to things, and it's not always clear to me what's the better option, you know? So
Hmm.
I like this item worked really well. I had this and the skill you were just talking about.
Trained, yeah.
And then I had an obsidian proboscis next to it. So it was just going crazy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes
But
sense.
uh
But like,
but yeah,
going for a second to integrated HUD, like, I don't think this item is actually good, like not good at all, because we have those like incapacitating toxins or something like that. So whenever you use an adjacent
mhm,
weapon, slow one, so that's basically the same item, but it cares about adjacency from both sides, and it doesn't require you to crit, but just to use a weapon. I mean, probably it's harder to get your hands on it, but a neutral item seems better than actual like expansion pack item in this case.
no, I agree. I agree that item's better because it's from both sides
Yeah.
too. So yeah, integrated HUD a lot of the times. I mean, I've kept it till the end of the game, but it's definitely stick on the board type of item a lot of times, and then wait till you find something else that maybe
Yeah.
is more. It also depends on how you're critting, how much you're actually critting
Yeah,
too.
that's the main part, because you are so, how to put it, restricted in the terms of the requirement for the slow to happen. Rarely I find it useful, like at all, because it starts at bronze, so you can find it early in the game, but then it grants you almost like nothing in terms of crit chance. And to grant a slowing effect, you have to crit, but you're at the beginning of your play, so you don't have enough crit to make this item worthwhile. So in that situation, I feel like I'm wasting a slot, and in that situation, I'm taking it off my board, and during the run, I don't ever feel like, okay, I want this item be put back on the board, even at a higher tier.
Yeah, maybe this item would be better if it did both sides, like so you could actually have a lot higher chance of triggering it. I mean, I guess in boards where you have really high crit chance, it's pretty good. But I don't know. Like I a lot of these items are also like it's like slow and crit,
Hmm.
and I'm ignoring the crit aspect of it most of the time. It's kind of just a nice little bonus, you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah. I don't know. I'm not sold on integrated HUD, but perhaps one day it will get buffed and then it will, show the world. But
but
another item, that I think is actually pretty cool is Oni Mask. And I would like you to look at Oni Mask and then remember this anglerfish, from the previous expansion. And Oni Mask has 8 seconds, and whenever you slow, it charges 2 seconds. And it has one other effect, but let's overlook it for now. And then Anglerfish starts one tier higher. It has 10 seconds cooldown, and it also charges 2 seconds on slow. So it's like, I don't know, Onimask seems obviously better since it also has added effect of when you crit, your burn items gain +3 burn for the fight. So if you are able to put some crit on Onimask or whatever else you have going on your board, then it's strictly better, just like that.
yeah, I didn't even. I just totally ignore the anglerfish because I kind of hate that item. I don't know. I don't hate it, but I don't know. I don't. It's never really needed. But Oni Mask I've thrown on a few times.
Yeah,
Uh,
sometimes use Onimask with the Shuriken and Incendiary rounds to do some crazy combos.
oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I've seen that a couple of times.
That sounds devastating.
It is.
An item I wanted to ask you about is Stealth Glider. Have you even seen this item in game? Because I have not.
Mm, I have not picked it up myself, but I think I've seen it on stream or like someone's been playing it. And like to be fair, I think like I like that this effect is so outlandish. It
Yeah.
simply gives you 3 seconds guaranteed of not taking damage at the very beginning of the fight. So in my imagination, this should be good with one-shot builds that need a little bit of time to build up, right? So any boulders, any sniper rifles, perhaps even this shuriken, because stealth glider also grants you crit chance, so it helps a bit with your damage output. But I don't know. Apparently, it starts at silver, but I don't know. I think it's rarer because either way, it's either rarer to get or people are just simply not using it because, well, spending 3 slots to just get, not just get, but like ultimately get 20% crit chance is not that worse since, like, in terms of mark, the Palanquin, which does similar things, is also not played really. So I don't know, like I think large items have to be really impactful to actually warrant putting them on the board.
Yeah, like I love the effect of this item, but it feels like kind of the stars have to align for you to be like, "Oh, yes, this is the best choice for me." You know? I don't know, man. It's just 3 slots for 10 I don't it kind of combats the fast meta too a little bit, but
I guess, like against a weapon spam pig, this could probably allow you to, go off at all, before dying. But at the same time, you are, spending 3 slots on your board to, well, get to that first activation. But
yeah.
I don't know, like maybe there's a build that we still are unaware of because, like, to give an example, Potion Mark was actually like not playable, sort of, for the past like 2 months, like since the release of Mark. And then suddenly people realized that actually there are ways to make Potion Mark build, be good and actually do damage, to compete with the top builds. And suddenly Potion Mark is back in the meta. So perhaps
Yeah.
Stealth Glider is, still unexplored.
Yeah, somebody might come out here with something crazy and then everybody's trying to copy it. I kind of hope that happens. I mean, actually it'd be kind of annoying to see this item pretty regularly, I think, but yeah, I like the idea of it. I appreciate that it exists even if I've never seen it in the shop. I've never seen it on another board. So
You know what?
I
I
kind of
think the
care about
best
it.
part about this item is going to be the animated art. I can
Oh
guarantee
my
you,
god.
I can guarantee you that this animated art is going to slap.
It's probably gonna be a diamond.
Yeah, might be.
I guess I want to talk about an item I hate in this pack now
Okay.
because Cyber Psy.
Why do you hate it?
I mean, I guess I don't hate it, but I don't really like it. Does some damage. It's a medium item. When it crit,
I know you said does some damage, and I look at it and it's 5 damage at gold, so well, it does sting a bit.
but it does it will take out a second of it turns into an invulnerability potion when you crit with it.
Yeah.
Right, that's what it does, but only for like 1 time at bronze, 2 at silver, 3 at gold, 4 at diamond. And I just don't. I mean, I haven't really seen this being played very often, and I just don't see how this is useful because normally you're just trying to spam like weapons on Vanessa versus try to save yourself for a second,
Yeah.
and you're taking up 2 slots to do it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like this is a weapon, but it doesn't seem like its main ability, its main purpose is to actually kill your opponent, because the main chunk of its power is probably hidden in this effect of, preventing all damage for a second. And I don't think we have a couple of items that have this effect, like Stealth Glider just a second ago, as you mentioned, invulnerability potion. But there's no clear build or archetype that would like to have those types of items. Like even Crocodile Tears from Mac wouldn't work with it because you need to get damage for them to stack. So what else would you like? Perhaps a Bottled Tornado, but still, would it be not even worth, but possible to kill your opponents in that way, to outlast them with invincibility? I'm not sure if it would happen often enough.
Yeah, maybe in the future there will be another Vanessa expansion that kind of makes these items fit together, or adds some more invulnerability synergy. But
yeah, but honestly, imagine this, best case scenario, you got this stealth plane which grants you 3 seconds of invulnerability at the start of the fight. Then Cyber Psy after 5 seconds grants you another second, and that's cool, but after 7 seconds the Bottled Tornado goes off. So that 4 seconds of invulnerability didn't really matter that much. And then after 3 seconds, your invulnerability potion goes off to grant you another second of invulnerability. And Cyber Psy also grants you invulnerability at that point, but does it stack? I'm imagining just playing, all the items that grant you invincibility, and I have no idea if it would work, even if you were to be able to, cherry pick all the items that you would want.
Yeah, I don't know. It would be kind of cool with the ship if you had some way to some skills that would immediately start harming the opponent without having to use an item. But I can't even think of anything that really
Caltrops?
enough. Oh, wait a second. Well, Caltrops is just disgusting now. That's not a real item.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Caltrops works by itself sometimes.
Yeah, true.
Wait,
Right.
but that is crazy because Stealth Glider, you get 10 free seconds of Caltrops going off.
Well, you know what you want to strive for now, when playing Vanessa. You want to catch that unicorn.
I have to find that out now, figure out.
Yeah. Fantastic beasts and where to find them. Right. But we still have 2 more items to discuss, and to be fair, those last 2 are sort of self-explanatory in my opinion. Blade Hoverboard is double-ended bayonet, with an upside of reducing the cooldowns. So it's perhaps even a double-ended silencer, we could call it. So obviously you want to put it next to an item or a weapon that goes off often, like a perhaps shuriken.
Yeah, or dive wing.
Yeah, so that's totally easy peasy. I don't think it needs too many explanations. But wetware, to be fair, in my opinion, it's more like wet fart.
Yeah, this item is so not good. I
Yeah.
mean, I tried. This is like the first expansion item I tried to use, and I was like, "Why does this suck so bad?" I expected. I don't know. I just expected more out of it, and it really wasn't shielding
I mean,
well.
it's probably supposed to be like opposite barrel, but I don't know. Like if you, I don't know if I were to want to stack weapons to trigger it often, then I would probably want to stack even more weapons to kill my opponent faster and not to grant myself some shield after like 6 seconds in the best case scenario, And if you don't have
Yeah,
any tech items, then it's after 8 seconds. So in that time, the fight could be over.
that's kind of Vanessa's problem. Is when you're using weapons, you kind of just want to use weapons and not just like do anything else.
Yeah.
So
And then if you want to have a defensive build, you cannot do it exactly with this because it needs weapons. So it's like, I don't know. Like it wants to be a defensive build in a defensive option in an offensive build, but like I feel like we as players prefer like clear cut board arrangements, in the sense that if we go for weapon spam, it's actual weapon spam, and if it's a defensive build, we want to build a fully defensive build, because I feel like if you go and pursue different avenues, different types of effects in your build, you spread yourself too thin. It might not work out in the end, because hyper focusing on one aspect of the build and doing it particularly well usually ends up with good results.
yeah, 100% agree. Because whenever I try to like mix things, it's every once in a while you find some beautiful combination that just is the best thing you've ever seen. But most, like 90% of the time, you just are like, yeah, I should have just went all weapons
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. I should have really just focused on my one thing. But also, like maybe as the game gets bigger, like items like this will find their place more because there's so many items in the pool. That's what I like to imagine. But maybe not.
Well, some, like, let's call them weaker items, or like items that don't have the particular place, could be also designed with Pearl in mind. So they are actually sort of meant to be found as other characters to
True.
allow for some unicorn builds. Perhaps wetware would function fabulously in like Pig, or maybe even Dolly with like shielding core, perhaps something like this, or maybe even regular core. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. So yeah, Shuriken's the best item
Definitely.
by like a landslide. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe somebody's gonna be like, well, actually, this build I did with this item was crazy. Like I've seen some pretty crazy bladed hoverboard builds too, I guess. But
I mean,
Shuriken's my beautiful baby.
yeah, but like on average, I mean, of course, you need to put a lot of work to make sure it can work, but once you do, it can do wonders. Like, if you have not yet played Shuriken build even once, then try to make it happen, because once it's fully in line, like it's almost poetry.
Yeah, and if you start going for it very early, you're gonna get somewhere with it, very likely. So
I mean, unless you're unlucky, but like still worth pursuing.
no, there's no luck in this game. It's all skill.
Ah, yeah, definitely.
That's why I'm not very good. Okay,
I'll
okay,
have
well,
you know that I'm almost diamond rank.
dang.
Yeah, and I am already like 101 on the prize pass. So I'm a big fish.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make the bazaar my full-time job over the next few days to get to that prize pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Tell us your favorite item in
And
this
why is
new
it
expansion.
shuriken? Yeah.
Yeah, if you say stealth glider, I'll give you a pass because it's a pretty cool item, even though nobody's using it. Yeah, see you on Nunhead's channel on Monday.
Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you all on Monday. So, bye.
See ya.